Today, I'm reviewing the Hiby Digital R1 sub $100 digital audio player. Let's get it. What's cracking, audio fans? It's David here from Prime Audio Reviews. So check out this little guy here. Doesn't it look cool? It's got this translucent case, which is something I haven't seen on a DAP before. It fits literally in the palm of my hand like that, and I think it looks sweet. Let's have a look at the exterior. So that's the front. Nothing on this side. On this side, you've got your power button, volume control, and playback controls. And then on the bottom, a single 3.5mm unbalanced headphone output, your USB Type-C port, and your micro SD port. By the way, this slot supports cards up to 2 terabytes, I believe, so you can fit a heck of a lot of music on there. And the battery inside this guy is good for up to 15 hours of continuous playback and 400 hours of standby time. That's pretty sweet. The price of the Hiby R1 is just $85, believe it or not, and I'm not sure if there's a sale going on, but at least that's what I'm seeing right now. The price is just $85. And if you looked at DAPs before, you know that's a bit of a bargain. So what can I tell you about it? First of all, for the DAC chip inside, we've got the Cirrus Logic CS43131. That's a classic now, where most of us are familiar with. It's got a X1600E SoC or processor inside. It supports DSD256 and up to PCM 384 kHz 32-bit. It's got Bluetooth. It's got an all-new UI, which we'll look at in a minute. It's got a 3-inch high-definition touchscreen and that translucent chassis that I've already showed you. So let's have a look now and open up our system menu. That's it, what it looks like there. So pretty standard. This is the updated version of the Hiby OS. So yeah, it looks pretty cool. I don't mind it at all. So here on the main screen, you got your music, stream media, wireless, book reader, system menu, and the about. In case you're wondering what that stream media is about, if we go in there, you see we've got Tidal and Qobuz preloaded on the device. That's pretty cool. You can't sideload other apps because it's not an Android system. It's still the Hiby OS. But in the wireless settings here, you got Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, DLNA, AirPlay, all that good stuff. We'll have a quick gander at the system menu. I'm not going to dive too deep into here. It's all your usual stuff. You can change your theme color and the font size, which is nice. You can change the USB mode from device or OTG. So all those lovely regular options that we love to see. Let's jump into the music section now. And there you've got your options. Up at the top, you can see this little cog. This is your audio player specific options or settings. So you've got the MSEB, that awesome tweaking utility where you can tweak and EQ your sound. You can update your music database, etc. You can turn on the gapless playback. I like to resume from the last position. That's especially good if you've got podcasts on your device. Here you've got your maximum volume, and I want to talk about this because this is one thing I found quite frustrating with the device. I don't know if they've changed it in a firmware update, but when I got it, the max volume that you could set was something really, really ridiculously low, like 30-something, 40-something percent. I don't know, but there is a workaround. I don't know why. Well, it's supposedly because of the EU safety laws or something, but if you go into the About screen here, basically you press where it says Hiby R1 and until you get a message that tells you you're in developer mode. Then you can go back to the settings and change the max volume to 100. There is another really annoying issue that I found with this device. There's another thing I found extremely frustrating, and particularly when the device is in my pocket and I want to turn up the volume and you're pressing the button and it seems to just halt at one level. And that's because when you get to 34 out of 100, you get this message, and it won't get any higher until you press OK. And then you can, raise it to ear busting levels. But the annoying thing is that every time you turn on the device, you have to do that. So if I turn it on and powered it back on and pressed the volume up, when I got to 34, it would give me the same message again, and you have to give it the OK again. It's pretty frustrating. I wish it would remember the last setting. But now that I've got those little things out of the way, there's nothing really else to complain about. Or perhaps, supposedly, like they've got that new processor in here, so you can see it's fairly zippy. My final gripe, one more, is if you go into albums, for example, it takes a while for the album art to generate, just like it did on the Hiby R2 Mark II and the R3 Mark II. It's not terribly slow, but it is a little bit of a frustrating. I've actually had the device crash on me once or twice doing this as well, but another frustrating thing is if you're in here and the album art has generated, if you quickly scroll back up to the top, it's gone again and it has to regenerate again. Oh, I don't know why that is. It's something to do with memory management because the processing power and the onboard memory is pretty low, but it's not the best experience. But let's jump in and we'll have a look at the now playing screen because it is pretty cool. So there it is. You got your album art showing up there. Sorry about this smears. I might give it a wipe real quick before we continue. So there it is. Your basic now playing screen. Not a whole lot to see there, but it is pretty cool. You get the album art there. From the playing screen, or from any screen, you can pull down and you get a little quick menu. There's not a lot on there, except the low and gain high switch is pretty cool, but you've got your MSEB button and then your wireless and Bluetooth. So not a whole lot to see there. All right, let's talk about the sound. And first of all, I will mention that the maximum output power is 101 milliwatts. That isn't a lot, I know, but realistically, that is more than enough for pretty much any IEM out there. If you have something specifically hard to drive, like a really demanding planar IEM or something, then you might have to fork out a bit more money for something with more power. But for everybody else who's just using your regular IEMs, whether they be hybrid, single dynamics, most planers nowadays are quite efficient, so this can drive just about any of those. On top of that, efficient full-size headphones like the Meze 99 Classics and the FIO FT1, for example, no problems at all driving those. But don't go plugging your expensive, demanding, power-hungry planar headphones into this and expect to get good results. It's not really designed for those kind of users, obviously. So how does the little guy sound? Well, a lot of us have experienced the CS43131 DAC chip already. It's a great sounding little DAC, and that's basically what the characteristics that you're going to hear from this little guy. It's fairly uncolored and transparent. It's got good detail retrieval. It's got a nice full bass and a nicely extended and airy treble. I love the treble on those Cirrus Logic DAC chips. So it's basically just a nice neutral sound signature. Really what you hear is going to depend more on the IEMs that you're listening to and their tuning. But basically it has that typical Hiby house sound like the R2 Mark II and the R3 Mark II. I haven't tried any of the higher end Hiby models, but this little thing sounds great, and for $85, I mean, it's pretty awesome. The only thing is, like I said, that volume limiter. See, it did it again. If you want to go above 34, you have to give it the OK, and then it'll let you go. So it's like your little audio ear protective mother there. But apart from those little things, it is an awesome device. It's a lot better than what you could get a few years ago for under $100. So I'm going to wrap it up there. That's the Hiby R1. You know, if you're just starting out in the audiophile business, you want something small, compact, with a good battery life, great sound, all the features that you could want, then go ahead and jump on this because it is pretty nice. I'm going to wrap it up there. Thanks for watching the video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up, Par Family Audiophile style. If you're new here, consider hitting that subscribe button before you go. And until next time, I'll see you later.